Are you loved? Well, of course, people would say, you're loved more than you know through your angels and guides. And that's all nice and fluffy, but do we want to know if people here love us? And this month of February, it's going to be a lot of head. Okay, this puppy right here. We've got a tremendous amount of Aquarius, and we're going to have a lot of each sign coupling up like a parade of one sign coming through. It's going to, Aquarius, Pisces, go all the way through to Gemini. And it's really unique this year to be doing that, because you're going to get an onslaught of one vibration, one theme. And it's not saying that, like right now we have a ton of Aquarius, and it's just going to really come in. It's going to oversee a lot of Valentine's Day and all of that. So we're going to talk all about it, because if you want to be successful in that area, you understand what's coming forth, then you'll be like, okay, I can handle this, and I can make sure that my relationships have the proper level of communication and expression that is needed in this time, like the vibration that's coming forth. So what we've got is this coupling of signs coming through, and right now we're going to have Aquarius, and then in the second half of the month we're going to start into Pisces. But let's just talk about the Aquarius, all right? So it's the Aquarius theme that's coming through, because we've got bam, bam, bam. We've got, right now we have the Sun and Pluto already in Aquarius, and then we're going to quickly have Mercury, the new moon, Mars, and Venus sandwiching Valentine's Day. Oh my God, that's intense. Ooh. Okay, so what does that mean? As we know, like Aquarius, the Aquarius sign, and even if you're Aquarius, you are more complicated and then just the one aspect of Aquarius. So when I talk about Aquarius, I'm not saying, oh, all Aquarians are just you, or this. No, because you have aspects of that. Even within yourself, even if your sun is an Aquarius, your rising might be Aquarius. And a lot of times I think that the rising sign has a lot more to do with really what you're putting forth. There's moon, there's lots of aspects, and where your planets align with. So, but when we talk about Aquarius, we talk about the mind. It's very mindful, the thoughts. It's innovative. It's can be a little bit quirky and weird, and they sometimes say alien, or but like the internet or AI, artificial intelligence, and everything that we're doing with that is very strong. But it's up here. It's all in the physical mind. It's in the ethers. It's a fixed sign, but it's air, so it's all going on up there. So a lot of the attentions and the energies of what's being pushed forward that we want to be, whether you are, everybody else is. So even if you have a handle on it, maybe some other people don't have a handle on it. For example, within your mind, with Pluto just coming into Aquarius strongly, it's doing a big flush. Woo! Talk about flush. Champion's leaving us for a moment. Halfway in, halfway out. But, and we have little Tinkerbell with your feeties over here. And all the other kitties, you can't really see them right now. But, yeah, we got them. Anyway, so with Aquarius, we've got like the mind, the air, the Pluto flush in Aquarius going on right now. Anything that traumas that have happened in your mind with a level of authoritative or a figure or figures that dominated and maybe did not so good things to you, whether it be verbally, swords, okay, mentally, okay, all of that stuff is going to come forward. So a lot of traumas and stuff, that anything you have inside your pipes, should we say, Pluto's going to flush it out. And it has to do within those themes. So within Pluto in Aquarius, we've got the mind, thoughts, the air, the swords. Swords in tarot cards has to do with like the words that you're speaking or truths to be known. Sometimes it make you feel like a little detective, like you really want to figure things out because you really want to know the truth. Swords are really good at that. But also swords have to do with the spoken word. So your words right now mean a lot. Sometimes you're like, oh, the heart means a whole bunch. No. The words really mean a lot right now. And that's even why within Valentine's Day, a lot of times people say that it's not always like, we don't always understand why really they put it in Aquarius. not necessarily known to be a traditional, mushy sort of lovey-dovey. It's not. It's in the head. It's of the conceptual idea of love and how people love us and how they express. It's more conceptual because it's in the mind. It's in the ethers. It's innovative. It's that way. And also Aquarius can be a little bit more logical and reasoning behind it. And all the signs give pieces of the puzzle to help. We need all of them. We need all of them to focus on what they're doing, because Aquarius has to do all of that, and they can't be over concerned with a lot of the heart energies, or the other energies, the earth energies, and because they've got to focus on that area. Okay, that's what Aquarius has to do. And then the other areas that are really focused on the heart areas, they're doing a lot of maintenance and a lot of work in that area, and they can't be overly complicated with the mind area. So every single sign brings a piece of the puzzle. So let's just go back to talking about Aquarius, because it's really important in your relationships. This is going to be a very relational, well, maybe that's why they do kind of Aquarius around Valentine's Day, but really be much better off in like Pisces or Cancer. But we're going to work with what we got here. Okay, so within this, we have extremes of the mind, because when we have so much of Aquarius coming through, like a tremendous amount, it's extremes of that. It's going to be so much of that vibration that the good news is it's going to really, because it's so strong a vibration, it's going to push out the old crap that we don't need, that doesn't work for us anymore, that's in the mind. But that also means that you're detoxing and it's coming up to the surface. So you might feel overwhelmed, mentally overwhelmed, and just sometimes even want to either take a nap, that's what I do, or you just kind of shut down and you can't think. And then you need to take a gummy, like a sugar gummy. Anyway, so what we've got here is we've got Aquarius with the mind before emotions. It's very electric. Okay, it's idealistic. It expects a lot, and it does judge. Aquarians secretly judge. Some people are more out and out about it. Aquarians, they do, but they keep it kind of covert. But they're definitely judging. Let's see what they value. And they don't always want to, a lot of times, Aquarians don't always want to say, yeah, I really value the mindfulness more than the heart, because then the people at the heart will be like, oh, how dare you? But they do. They value the mind over, or should I say before the heart, because it's very successful for them, and they're really darn good at it. They're also about liberating, things to do with speech and the words. All of that is really excellent within the Aquarius energy coming through. So you want to utilize that within this month. So right now we're in the Sun, and we also have Pluto in Aquarius. So Aquarius is really doing the flush with Pluto. A lot of power there. Mercury enters Aquarius on the 4th. That's the double mind. Mercury is fast-paced in the mind, so you've got even more mind, or you've got even a little bit of overload with that, and quick and fast. All right, so be careful. Ask yourself, what happens when your mind overloads, when you overwork. Sometimes we want to blame it on other people, but I'm just telling you, it's going to naturally happen this month. So you don't need to blame it on anybody else. It's just kind of happening. You don't have to say, wow, why is this happening to me? Is this, a person or this thing? No. It's just you're being put to the test. You're being pushed through it. So all the crap that's going to come to the surface to get it out. So it's be beneficial in the long run, but not always fun sometimes. It just depends on how much you got to get out of your pipes. Okay, so going forward, let's look at the, we've also got we've got Mercury enters Aquarius, Mercury conjunct Pluto, so you're going to feel more like, with that on the 5th, you're going to feel more like detective, obsessive stuff. But now we come into, let's skip the Sun in Aquarius squares Uranus and Taurus. That could be something financially where you all of a sudden oh gosh, I forgot about that bill, or how am I going to pay that? Is going to come forward with that, within those responsibilities. Okay, so new moon on the February 9th, we got new moon in Aquarius. Clear calculations, clear. New moon, the new beginnings, you should be Feel innovative. Think, how do I want to solve my challenges? And use the mind. Use it. Be calm and ground yourself because you might be feeling overwhelmed. But don't think about the problems that you have. But on the new moon, think about what you want to create. And use your mind. Use the mind to be able to pull in, what does that look like? What do I see with that? How do I envision that? Very visionary, this new moon in Aquarius. Okay, to use that to your best ability. If you need to calm yourself down and get your most favorite drink in the whole wide world. Oh my God, I love this drink. This is rose milk tea. Oh my God. Oh. I put a little peppermint in it. Oh. Sometimes calming yourself with the most amazing something to drink, settling yourself down, getting almost into whatever it takes for you to get into a calm meditative state, then go to the mind and solve those problems with the mind. And then say, mind, how do I envision this? How do I see this? And pull it through. And it can bring forth all sorts of really creative ways during the new moon to accomplish what you want, but in a creative way. So, so that's new moon, February 9th. And then we go into February 12th. Mars enters Aquarius. Okay, as we know, Mars likes to kick butt. Now, here's what I want to talk about with this, because really what we've got between Mars, Mars entering Aquarius, we're real heady again here, so in the mind, and Mars has wars, looks for the enemies, and conquers the enemies, okay? So it's all in the head, and be careful with that, because sometimes we're trying to find the enemy. We want to make an enemy. We want to be like, who do I want to direct these attentions to and kill them? Or conquer, whatever it is. Remember, it's in your head, though. Try not to let the mind get illusions of this person is my enemy, because it'll be searching during that time. Now, here's what's really interesting, because we've got Mars enters Aquarius on the 12th, and we also got Venus enters Aquarius on the 16th. So right in between that, it sandwiches Valentine's Day. Oh my God, the dance of Mars and Venus in Aquarius sandwiched on Valentine's Day. So let's say this. Let's get clear on this. We know that not traditional romantic ways does Aquarius. It can be untraditional, right? Also, Aquarius appreciates the spoken word. So what you say in your doings towards people, now it doesn't always have to be relational towards the mate partnership type stuff, but most people are, in my mindset, overly concerned about that area. But they are concerned about that area, and they get a little wacky during this time period sometimes. But this is a relational time period of all your relationships. And do people really love me the way I want to be loved? And the funny thing about that is this is not a good time period to like really overly think that, because a lot of when you're in your head so much, when it's supposed to be more of a calming in the heart, the head can get a little wacky and expect some things that aren't realistic, especially if there's certain people within family members or even your mate that's there all the time. If they're always consistently doing the same thing, and you expect them all of a sudden during this time period, close to around Valentine's Day, to be doing something different for you, that's not setting anybody up for success. Really isn't. Because what happens during this time period with Mars in Aquarius and then Venus in Aquarius, the best attitude to go towards this is, do you have my back? Are we in alliance? Are we teammates? Are we visionary, looking in the same direction? That is a better angle with the energies that are going on to tackle it, or to offer up to say, I got your back. Got your back, babe. I got you. That is going to be received and understood. And your words, your actual words within anything you say, or maybe written form, make a difference. So consider that. Also, think ahead. And let your people that you know love, look, I love you, I understand you, we are alike, we're looking in the same direction. Because that saying of like, love isn't always forever gazing into each other's eyes with googly eyes. It's looking in the same direction, heading in the same direction together. Something to consider. Because if you don't have that established before Valentine's Day comes, and you don't have your aim towards whatever illusionary enemy of life or whatever that you want to focus some of that energy on, you could go into, transmute that into your relationship, and you don't want to do that. Or your closest relationship, or the relationship you really want to have love in, you're looking to have love in. And it doesn't, because this is a time of extremes of the mind, affection or negation, some people are going to be stepping out of relationships. I mean, this is going to be a time period where people are going to even be getting nookie, and the magnetism is going to be so high, whether you're in a relationship or you find someone that you're like, you know how that goes. We've all been there. And it's very magnetic, very electric. Okay, that's this time period. But it also could be start up little like wars if you don't think someone's on your team. Okay, so are you on my team? Do we play well together? Are we looking in the same visionary sights? That's what you want to know during that time, and set that up early. Let that person know, these people know, look, I love you, you're on my team. I'm on your team. We're together. I got you. I got your back. I'm just re-emphasizing that because I really want you to not get into, everybody, if possible, not to be in a level of insecurity. It's not necessary. Because, boy, when the mind gets insecure, that's not fun. Never. For anyone. Not fun. And also, because, this is also a time period because of extremes in the mind. You could have, like, stalkers. I mean, not really something funny, but kind of funny. And not real stalkers, though. That's not funny at all. But, like, because it's kind of heady. We won't go too much into there. Me, personally, my kitty cats and my kind of love, I'm not going to be happy. Every day is Valentine's Day here with the kind of love that I love, which is my babies. Anyway, unconditional animal love. Woo! All right, so let's go back to within the Mars conjunct Pluto. It's not necessarily romantic. It's a logic and reasons to win wars. Okay, I got your back, team, all of that. Venus, when it comes up to Venus, February 16th, it is going to say, do you love me? And it's going to ask the questions, do you love me over your habits? Please don't ask that. Not during this time period. Because people's habits really have nothing to do with you. Sometimes we think that people should love us enough that they should stop doing those bad habits just to take a moment to express their love, or in whatever way you think you need it expressed. Sometimes people it's words, sometimes people it's actions, but really people's habits are completely separate. Just like when someone's under the influence of something, you don't make fun of them, and you don't make them wrong for that. Addictions and habits are really hard to get through, and it's not about them choosing you over their habits. I mean, just consider something to consider. Okay, all right. So, oh, don't get needy. Oh my God, Aquarians hate neediness. The Aquarian energy that's going to be parading or flocking, should we say, because it's Aquarius, because it'd be a flock with the air, flocking through town square. Woo! It's like what is the movie with the birds? Old school movie, Hitchcock. Well, it doesn't have to be that way, but it could be. If your mind's out of control, it could be way out of control, and it could be the movie The Birds. But anyway, the flocks are coming through the town. It's very Aquarian. And the worth or value in the words are, mind before heart. Let's go to, oh, I was saying don't make fun of them, don't make them wrong for their habits or bad things that they're trying to get through with their mind, because it's things people are going to get a little bit wacky, a little bit mentally, but it'll cool off during when Pisces comes in. But just being a little forgiving if you can. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay, all right. So don't expect people to do something different than what they've already always done. We can work on that in the future. It's going to be passionate, but through reason. People can have feelings of insecurity and jealousy, urge to fight for their perceived enemy. Oh, here's a nice thing. Think about this. If you're feeling a little out of control and feeling that way with your mind, creative outlets. creative outlets are wonderful, and Aquarians really love music. I'm more like, I have a whole bunch of Taurus in me, so I love like the comforts of tactile things and luscious stuff like that. But Aquarius energy loves music, listening to the music, the right music that you know is going to change you into the direction that you want to go. Early communication with people, so that you don't, by time we hit that kind of Valentine's Day times period where crescendo happens with the energies, that you won't have any of this, because people won't be questioning your relationships or you to them. Words count. Good. Oh, I says, creative outlets, goodie bags. When I had, one of my favorite things to do during Valentine's Day is I would always get like little goodie bags, little, and I'd fill them up with like little candies and stuff, and then I would put a little like tiny thing with the person's name on it, and I would go through work and I'd hand everybody out something for Valentine's Day. And the crazy thing is, every year I would watch how it meant so much to people. Like the smallest little thing. People like to pretend like, oh, I don't like to participate, and this whole season of this is just stupid. But deep down inside, people are like, I want to be loved. And so sometimes just making something like that for people, and being able to, if you've got kids and you want to make cookies, Valentine's Day cookies, and hand them out to different people. It's the most lovely thing. What creative aspect could you do creatively, tactilely? Get yourself more grounded out of it. Not so much in the head, but grounded, and make things for somebody else. That's just awesome. It's just lovely, and people never forget that. It makes such a difference. Could make a huge difference in somebody's day. Okay, so magnetism is really strong if you want to get crazy. And if you're not finding in your relationship or in your life, there's going to be a lot of online action, a lot of people going to their computers and looking to fulfill that love, taste, desire that they're looking to fill. So if you got a business and you really want to, get people to pay attention right now, like the aspect of love will be really, in your corner. But if you're not finding it within your relationship, you're going to go out and try to find like things within groups or chats, or someone who loves me, who's going to give me that impulsive, quick fix of love. All right, so we have that, and it's all sandwiched on Valentine's Day, which is like, oh my gosh, it's like that could be the best and the worst. So I would plan ahead. Like I said, just plan ahead, communicate early on, figure some stuff out. Because this year, it's really going to emphasize the best and the worst of kind of like Valentine's Day. Your choice of what you want to make it be. So put a little thought into it. Aquarius! Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so here's what we've got. The full moon in... Oh, no, we don't jump forward. Sun enters Pisces on February 18th. Thank God. Woo! Okay, because, and I did skip, it says February 17th, Venus conjunct Pluto in Aries. It's just putting a lot more spin on Pluto in Pluto and Aquarius. I said Aries, sorry. Pluto and Aquarius. Once again, Pluto's flushing right now. So if there's any relationships that are really not showing up, it's going to be very apparent. So right after Valentine's Day and February 17th, it's going to be the energy of like, you know what, these sorts of relationships in this area of love are really not showing up for me. So that could be put forth with Pluto, or it could also be put forth of the energy of the newborn baby of Aquarius, of the visionary of these do have love, and I can see our love, and I can see where we're going with our love, and this is fantastic. So it's going to be fleshing it out, or you can envision where it's going, right? One or the other, with Venus conjunct Pluto in Aquarius on February 17th. But we move to February 18th with the Sun enters Pisces. Oh, good Lord, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, whew, we start to have the relaxing of all the mind energy, and Pisces comes in with that water and that heart, and starts to give us a little bit of reprieve and relief, so we can start gently coming down from all the head energy and coming down into the Piscean heart energy, the transition. And so that's what's so wonderful about from one sign to the next sign is they always help each other out because they over focus in one area and then the next sign before or after brings it, into another area and calms the other down. And hi Daisy, your baby Daisy. Oh, she's so cute. Okay, so thank God. February 19th, it says Chiron conjunct the North Node in Aries. Actually, I don't have anything to say about that. Let's move forward. Let's go into February 22nd. Mercury enters Pisces. So here we go. We're starting to change everything over. And, Mercury moves so fast and so heady. But now it's starting to come into Pisces. So it's reflecting and appreciating more upon the heart energetics and that aspect of the recipe of being human, and coming back around into that of the heart aspect. So we love seeing that. So it's it's going to give you the feeling of calming down. Your mind's going to calm down, and the things that you were stressing out about in your mind, overly focusing, overwhelming yourself out, sometimes paralyzing yourself, is going to naturally calm down. And you're going to be okay. All right, so when we go to, we like this, full moon in Virgo, February 24th. I love this because it's like, oh, hello, Virgo. Virgo brings in that stability, opinion, and just have watched the party that happened. One of my favorite things about the Virgo energy is they're so good of observing everything and usually getting it pretty darn right. But not a lot of people always ask Virgo's opinion. But they're really important to ask their opinion because they analyze and organize things like really, really, really well because they don't get extreme. And so they're able to maintain and just watch and observe. So I would really, really say that when the full moon, February 24th, it comes into Virgo, there's going to be an energetic that's going to give you a report on what they just watched with Mars and Venus during this whole dance interaction during Valentine's Day, and all of your head of how you reacted and how you behaved and how everybody behaved on the dance floor. Virgo's going to be like, has something to say. But you got to be quiet and listen to Virgo, not try to say, yeah, but this, yeah, but that. Don't do that. Don't ever do that to Virgo. When Virgo is giving up its goods and letting you know its accumulation, because we've got the full moon, the accumulation of what it observed, pay attention. Do not interrupt, because they know what's going on, and they don't have to give you their goodies. And if you interrupt them, that's irritating for Virgo. It's like they'll just stop, and they'll just stop giving you their goodies. So listen. Virgo energy is going to come in and tell you what's what on what just happened with the whole party, with the whole love theme in the mind. Okay, so they're stable, their opinion of watching the party, organized, and what you've learned from it. They're really good at this. So if you really want to know what you truly learned, or if you just want to keep being reactionary, then don't pay attention to Virgo. But if you want to learn, listen to Virgo on the full moon, February 24th. Okay, so now we go into interesting. So right after that, we've got the Venus in Aquarius. So we've both got Venus and Mars that go into, right after that, go into square Jupiter and Taurus. What does that mean? What that means is we've got Venus and Mars, and then we've got Taurus energy coming in. And since it's square, it's kind of giving the opinions on how they would handle a scenario. And let me just put it this way. Yeah, Venus and Mars, you're powerful in everything, but there's nothing more powerful than Jupiter and the sign that it's in. So Jupiter's in Taurus, and it's squaring them. So it's going like, hey, let's consider some things. So it's nice because it's calming them down. We're doing a step down. From Pisces coming in to Jupiter and Taurus is helping to give a step down to all this mind energy. So it's helpful because you might still have some of the energies of head of Mars saying, yeah, but this and that, and coming from the aggressive and the heart, and Venus saying, oh, I wasn't treated a certain Jupiter in Taurus comes in and says, I understand you guys, that's nice, but come here. I got this velvet robe on. Come here. Just come here for a second. Touch this. And then they come over like Mars and Venus and they're like, oh, that is nice. And they're like, yeah. And they'll try to speak up again, but and Taurus is like, no. no. Let's get a little grounded here. Let's consider the things that we do appreciate, not the things that we don't have, but the things that we do have, and that we can be grateful and thankful for. Taurus is going to come in and help giving a little bit more grounding and tactile, and just helping with Pisces, helping bring everything back around. So it's necessary that we have the flush and the purge and all this hyper energy, but then we have the natural signs coming through and bringing us into the next level of the really deep felt Pisces energy. So it's a nice transition. It's needed. And Jupiter will win. Jupiter will negotiate. It's very positive. Jupiter is supportive. So it's even though they say it's square, it's not going to be aggressive. It's nice. It's and needed. Okay? So it's good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh, I want to tell you guys. I'm supposed to tell you guys that I'm doing a super inexpensive first read. You'll see it in the link below, only for seekers that really want to seek for themselves and have questions. Look in the link below and you'll see the price that I'm offering for your own personal tarot reading. That's really direct and everything. It's super special. My colleagues think I'm nuts for doing that price, but I'm going to do it. And it's first come, first serve, and I have limited spots. So check it out. I hope to see you. Okay, so let's go down to managing all of this stuff the whole time. The one thing you want to do within your relationships, you might want to have it's great to have safe words. You ever done that? If someone's overdoing it a little bit, and so you let the person know that you're having difficulties with something, and you can just say the word, which lets them know, I'm not blaming you for something, but I'm having a difficulty right now. Right? Can you help me out a little bit here? You know what I'm saying? Someone starts saying stuff and you're just losing it. It's hurting. You're just kind of I got to say peach. I don't know why peach came to my mind, but peaches are a safe word. Peach. Peachy. Which can, the little softness, knowing that you're in a relationship with somebody can help out. Sometimes people have safe words. Communication is everything. And also know your own limits. Don't push past your own limits. Also, other people's limits. Don't expect them to go beyond their habits. It's not realistic, especially while we're in the head. So it's going to be testing relationships. Very relational this month. What can I handle? What can we handle? How and what areas are disruptive or go into innovative? Do we want to be disruptive or innovative? Either one is okay because it's going to give you information. When you need to clear out the pipes, that's okay. We want to get the crap out. That's fine. Get it out without too much blame, because the more you put blame on something, you're holding on to it. So let it go if you can. I know it's not always easy. It's hard sometimes, but let it go. Don't hold on to it. Blame makes you hold on to stuff. Just let it go. You take control. Oh, that's the thing with Aquarius energy doesn't like neediness, because that's giving your power away. Why would you if you're needy on somebody else, you think they have to give you what you need to be happy. Aquarius thinks that's really stupid. Which is understandable. In a lot of respects, it's true. Don't give your power away. Easier said than done. Also, we have Saturn in Pisces is 1 year review. 1 year review kind of coming up. So what Saturn's looking at is looking up in Pisces, how much have you grown up? Pisces is very youthful and loving. So how much have you grown up in your view towards life? Your creative and flowery, but realistic. How do you get your dreams and goals and lovely things to come into manifestation realistically? How have you grown up? How much has there been a fantasy compared to bringing it into reality? And also levels of forgiveness. Please forgive yourself. If you've grown up, it is perfectly fine to be of thoughts or ideas in one way and then realize, I wasn't so right about that, or I see it differently now. Don't hold that against yourself. Just you're growing. Just allow. And Saturn is just kind of like the fatherly figure that will say, take a moment and look at this. So it's like the 1 year review. Let's look at this back sheet real quick. The Uranus at the top of the month has a little bit of lightning. Sometimes, like I said, it can be energies of, oh shoot, how do I pay that bill with the Taurus? Electric, impulsive, uncertain, sometimes a little weird. I'm trying to see if anything else that really you would need. You know, kind of unconventional, esoteric, unconventional. Uranus and Aquarius, they kind of go together really well with the unconventional, eccentric, electric. Uranus is more impulsive, sudden changes. That's at the beginning of the month more so. And a little weird, which is fine. So be open to have things be a little bit weird, a little unconventional. We can have fun with that, can't we? Why not? Don't be staunch, or you know, like things have to be a certain way. That'll like not be real successful if you try to think things have to be a certain way. It's all about the mind. This season of February, very much so, because even towards the end, it tries to get the mind still tries to get in there, but it'll all be calmed down. So wrapping it up. I hope that there were some things in this that you could see how you could navigate, see things coming, not have certain expectations that aren't realistic in Aquarian energy, let ourselves slide into the Pisces energy at the second half of the month, but not expected until the second half of the month. Our expectations to be more realistic and be fun, be innovative within the mind, let the stuff flush that you need to flush out. Certain relationships need to go. Let them go. It's okay. It's okay. And you are loved. You really are loved. And hopefully this information within the planets and what they're doing, it's fun. And it's crazy. But I wish the best for you. And just lots of love. I'll let you go. Okay. Have a good one. Mush, mush.